Everyone, it's Giselle here with a message for today, and as you can see, it's written in massive foil letters. When you know, you know, and it's so important to really believe that because people have hunches and it's their intuition telling them things. But life and the physical world and what you see with your eyes rather than what you feel with your heart excuse me, seems to be taking priority and makes you doubt yourself and throws you off course. But there are things in life that you know were destined for you. You don't know how to explain it. You don't know how to define exactly what is causing you to feel this way. But you know when something is meant for you. Same as when you know that something is not. And I can give examples, the false twin. Even though at the time people convinced me that he was the one, especially readers, they're like, oh, he's your twin flame and blah, blah, blah. And sadly, I didn't trust my intuition enough to actually say, hold on a moment, my heart is telling me otherwise. Every time I think about him, I feel excruciating lack, sadness and lack, and a knowing that we will never come together in the way that I would want. Even though people tell me these things, it just doesn't feel right to me. Something is off. Something is really wrong here. And I should have known, really. I mean, at the time, I didn't want to admit it because I was embarrassed and it wasn't my proudest moment. But I attracted this person into my life out of lack within me. I didn't love myself enough. I didn't respect myself enough. And my actions should have spoken more clearly. Going to somebody out of desperation and practically begging and pleading them to continue on with you, it's terrible. And your heart knows when it's not for you, because whenever you try to dream up scenarios between the two of you, there's always that feeling of, oh, but this is going to go wrong and that is going to go wrong and he's going to do this wrong and that, and just one after the other. And your heart is a navigation system and it has all of your destinies pre-mapped into it, because if something resonates and feels good to you, then that's something that was really truly meant for you. And when something feels awful, you should pay attention no matter what anyone else says. You will know. And that's why I tell people who come to me and want confirmation, is this my true love? Well, you know for definite. I can give you an indication of what the energies are, what I can feel, but you know 100% within your heart. And you should trust that. And don't force something just because you want to be in a twin flame connection. If something feels wrong to you, then don't force it and just move on and cut your losses, which I should have done, really, back in the day. Should have just cut my losses, walked away, and never looked back, because it was an awful decision to stay hanging on in there. But I did it out of lack and out of desperation. I didn't love myself. I wouldn't say enough, hardly at all, I would say. And even though it seems very negative, that did really teach me a vital lesson. To love myself first before I put myself out there to attract anybody new. Because what you put out is the type of person you will attract to you. And if you attract, out of fear of being alone and out of, oh, I'm probably not good enough, but I'll give it a go anyway. Well, what kind of energy is that, And you have to really be brave enough to isolate yourself and to say, hold on, I'm not going to date anyone right now until I love myself fully, wholly, and completely. Until I love myself so much that I actually feel like I don't really need anyone. But someone will come along anyway because I'm just that fabulous. Because anyone would be lucky to be with me. And that is the attitude that you need to have in order to attract your true love and the life that you want. And use your heart. I can't stress it enough. You have to use your heart as your navigation, as your compass, because it will never fail you, just like it's never failed me. So when you know within your heart what is destined for you. And don't worry, even if you haven't found it yet, you will find it because you're looking, and what you seek is seeking you. I believe that's a Rumi quote, which is a very good quote, actually. It's something that gives so much hope and inspiration. So, yeah, trust your heart is the message for today. Because when your heart sends you signals of, you know something, I can't really explain what, how, why, where, when, but you know. So trust that feeling. You are never wrong. Thank you for listening. I hope that this has helped you. If you'd like to connect with me, book a session, then my details are in the description box. Thank you all so much for your support. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.